June 17th, 2009. It's early morning in Waxahachie, Texas. An 18-year-old Kimberly Finn is headed home from a friend's house. Kim worked the evening shift at the local IHOP, and after work, she decided to go watch a movie at a friend's house. Kim lived with her mom and younger sister at 103 Cumberland Road in Waxahachie, Texas. Kim's mom, Jennifer Kinder Smiles, is a 38-year-old single mother who is restarting her life after her 9-year marriage to David Smiles ended in 2008. The 9-year-old sister, Mackenzie, is spending a court-ordered 30 days with her father, David Smiles, in nearby Red Oak, Texas. This left Jennifer alone for the evening and early morning until Kim came home right before 3:45 a.m. When Kim got home, she decided to wake up her mom. Jennifer was not responsive, so Kim immediately called 911 at 3:45 a.m. EMS and Waxahachie police arrived soon after. They were directed to Jennifer's bedroom, where EMS attempted to resuscitate her. EMS was unsuccessful and noted Jennifer had suffered severe trauma. This would be confirmed by the Dallas County Medical Examiner Office, who determined Jennifer Kinder Smiles' death was a homicide and a gunshot wound was the cause of her death. Lieutenant Todd Woodruff was lead on the case.
The daughter had worked a shift at the local restaurant. She had gotten off the work that night and watched some movies at a friend's house and came home and found her about 3:45 a.m. and called 911. There was no indication that entry had been forced into the residence. There was no evidence that there was any kind of robbery or struggle, and nothing was determined to have been stolen from the home.
There were many difficulties in this case, and one of the difficulties was the neighborhood. It was a quiet, modest, middle-class neighborhood, but at the time, to the left of Jennifer, if you're facing her house, was a vacant house. It was believed at the time that an elderly person lived to the right of Jennifer, but another source said it was a nurse who resided there and had worked the overnight shift and was not home that night. Across the street was a good friend of Jennifer's, and they both had daughters of similar age. The neighbor had contacted Jennifer that night through text messages, confirming that Mackenzie would be spending 30 days with her father in Red Oak. The neighbor also noted that around 8 p.m., Jennifer had been on her front porch talking on the house's cordless phone. The good friend stated she did not hear anything later that night, most likely because she had all her fans going in her house. Lack of witnesses, surveillance cameras, and physical evidence has led to Jennifer's case going cold. The difficulties in this case are noted by Lieutenant Woodruff.
Every case is different. This case occurred inside the home. Nobody was there but her and the killer when it occurred. It was very late at night in a residential neighborhood. There was no surveillance cameras for us to go back in and look at to try to find a vehicle. We have combed through traffic citations and pedestrian stops that officers made the night and in the previous nights in that area. We did not come up with anything there we felt was relative. To our knowledge, no witnesses saw what occurred except the killer. That is what makes it hard. It's a little different than working a shooting in a bar, parking lot, or a store parking lot, because those types of cases you have several witnesses that can tell you.
Police statements focus on the fact that Jennifer had recently started dating. A source told me they knew she had been seeing a coworker who spent time at her house and believed they had dated for a short while. Jennifer had worked in the real estate and property management business. Anybody who may have worked with Jennifer may have known if this relationship ended sour. Also, police had mentioned her recent divorce with David Smiles, who at the time worked at the Dallas City Marshal's office. The divorce process lasted around 15 months, which is kind of long. A source says David had tried to rekindle his relationship with Jennifer in 2009. David would buy Jennifer items for her house and help her financially. But a source believes that Jennifer most likely called off the relationship, maybe sometime around Mother's Day, Sunday, May 10th, 2009. A little over a month later, Jennifer would be murdered. Whoever committed this crime did it with precision and inside knowledge of the house and neighborhood. Being the killer may be the only witness, somebody close to the killer who may have known who Jennifer was dating, may have crucial evidence to solving this case. It may be someone who had a key to the house or knowledge of a broken window or door. Maybe somebody with military training and firearm knowledge. The crime was purely murder to end a beautiful life and steal a bright light from Jennifer's family and friends. It was like a ghost committed this crime. Lieutenant Woodruff is retired now, but still believes the case can be solved and knows it will take a witness to come forward. Lieutenant Woodruff told the Waxahachie Daily Light this in 2016.
It's a mysterious case, and there's no indication that she was involved in any nefarious activities. She was not from this area. Other than her daughter going to school here and living here, she didn't have a lot of Waxahachie ties. We feel like somebody somewhere knows something. There may be people who may not be aware that they might have information, but they could have some little piece of something that might be pertinent to the case. They may not realize it, so regardless how insignificant they think it is, they should give me a call.
Her funeral was huge, standing room only turnout, her father said. She was family oriented. She was a good mama. She worked and took care of the girls. Her best friend said she wasn't a stat to us. She was a mother, a daughter. She was a best friend. She deserves to be able to rest in peace. If you have any information on the murder of Jennifer Kinder Smiles, please contact Waxahachie Police Department 469-309-4400 or Ellis County Crime Stoppers 972-937-7297. Again, 972-937-PAYS. Also, keep your eyes and ears out for gumshoestories.com. Tim Coville, who is an expert on the Missy Beavers case, will be diving into Jennifer Kinder Smiles case. So watch on YouTube for Gumshoe Stories and go to gumshoestories.com for more information.